Okay, let us see the next topic, magnetic shielding. Again, we have studied about this, just a quick recap. Now, what is magnetic shielding? Here, say you need to protect an instrument, okay, that is some instrument from external magnetic field. For example, wristwatches, right? So, wristwatches, costly wristwatches, right? So, they will protect them by keeping them in the case, in a soft iron case, okay, keeping them in a soft iron case, right? Now how does this work? Let us try to understand. Okay, now say this is a ring, okay, this can be a ring or it can be a sphere, okay, hollow sphere which is made of soft iron, right? Now what we know about soft iron is that it has high permeability, right? And because of that, when you keep it in the external magnetic field, fine, say this is the external magnetic field, fine. Now the instrument what you need to protect, it has to be kept inside this ring or the spherical shell, fine, which is made of soft iron. All right, so what you will notice is that the magnetic field pattern will somewhat change like this. It feels like as if the magnetic field lines are sucked inside the soft iron sphere or a ring. Okay, so this is the soft iron sphere or a ring. Okay, so what you will feel is that I am going to draw the net magnetic field here, outside and inside also, right? So when I say inside, it is due to the alignment of your magnetic dipoles. That is, since we are speaking about soft iron, you can say it is due to the domain formation, right? So it will be something like this. So all the magnetic field lines, it will be inside. It will be it goes inside the soft iron ring or spherical shell. Okay, so this is how it will be. Fine. So just a rough diagram, right? Okay. So the instrument, you can keep it inside here. Okay. So inside the ring or inside the hollow sphere. All right. So this is one way of protecting an instrument from external magnetic field. Fine. Right. Now the one more simple way is using superconductors. Right. Now what do we know about superconductors? So it has its relative magnetic permeability to be 0. Okay, so as if you can say that it repels the external magnetic field completely. Okay, fine. So if this is a superconducting object, fine, so inside that you can keep that instrument which you want to shield it from external magnetic fields, right? Now what you will notice is that the magnetic field lines, the net magnetic field lines, so it will be somewhat like this. So it will feels like the magnetic field is completely repelled by this superconducting material, correct? Fine. Right, so superconductors, they are perfect diamagnetic. It exhibits perfect diamagnetism, you can say, right? It exhibits perfect diamagnetism, right? Fine. Oh, you know this property, right? What is that? When you keep a superconducting material in an external magnetic field, it expels the magnetic field completely from it. Okay, so that we also call it as Meissner effect, right? So Meissner effect, we have studied about this, correct? We have studied about this, right? So this is about magnetic shielding, right? So if you want to protect any instrument like a costly wristwatch, right, from external magnetic field, right? So we will keep it in a soft iron case. Otherwise, there is an alternate method. You can even use a superconductor, right? So inside that you can keep the instrument which you want to protect it from external magnetic fields. Okay, fine. Now moving on, let us go to the next topic. So that is magnetic maps. Now this is related to Earth's magnetism. Okay, so this is related to Earth's magnetism. Right. Now what are magnetic maps? Let us try to understand. See, at any point on the Earth, we will define 3 magnetic elements, right? So three physical quantities which are related to the magnetic field, right? So that is in terms of magnitude and direction. So what was that? First quantity is declination, magnetic declination. We'll say, let us use the symbol D. It's the same thing what we have used in your NCR while doing NCRT chapter, right? Declination. Next one is dip, otherwise inclination. We can call dip, otherwise inclination. So let us use the symbol I. Both are angles, right? Declination is angle, right? Now dip is inclination is also an angle. Now the third one is BH, that is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. Okay, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. So we will use these three elements to describe any, that is the magnetism of Earth at any particular place, correct, at any particular point on the Earth, right? So Earth, yeah, horizontal components of or component of Earth's magnetic field. Okay, right. Now what are these magnetic maps? Means we will consider places, okay, where you will, that is points on Earth where you will see the same declination or same inclination or the same value of BH. Okay, now we will join all those points. Okay, we'll join all those points. Now you have points where you have equal declination, so join them, you'll get a line, right? You can keep drawing as many lines as you want. It's just that you have to make sure the points whatever you are joining, right, now at all those points one of these quantities must remain the same, that is declination can be same, dip can be same, otherwise inclination can be same, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field can be same, like that. Okay, now in magnetic maps, so we totally have 6 lines, all right, 6 line or lines, right? So let us see one by one. Magnetic maps, it's a, you can say we will consider the surface of Earth and we'll draw few lines. So what are those lines? Magnetic maps are basically those lines. So what are those lines? We'll see now. All right, now you can, for time being, to keep it in a, to understand it better, you can take a definition here, right? So you can say okay, now to make things simple, let us say declination. Okay, then the second one is inclination, right? Magnetic declination, magnetic inclination, otherwise dip, anything is same. Now BH, right? So this will call it as the magnetic elements of the magnetic elements to describe the Earth's magnetic field in terms of direction and magnitude, let us say, right? Fine. Now what we will notice is that this declination, inclination or dip and BH, right, so vary from place to place, or you can say from point to point in magnitude. Okay, okay, vary from point to point in terms of magnitude, right? Fine. Now the lines, what are magnetic maps means? It's a bunch of lines which will help you in understanding the value of, that is declination, inclination and BH at various points. That's all. Okay, so you can say lines joining, the lines joining, okay, all the points on the Earth, all the points on the Earth having the same value of the magnetic element. Okay, magnetic element can be one of these three, declination, inclination or BH, right? Having the same value of magnetic element. Having the same value of magnetic element, right? Now these lines, right, you can say these lines form magnetic maps, that's all. Okay, these lines form magnetic maps. Fine. So this is about magnetic maps. Now let us try to see one by one, right? That is, there is a set of, you can consider a set of lines which are having same declination, same inclination and same BH. So we have a name for that, that is all we are going to write here. All right, now the first one, you need to note this down in your notes, isogonic lines. Okay, isogonic lines. Fine. So isogonic lines, it is the lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal declination. Okay, so what it means is, let us consider Earth, right? Now you know this is geographic North Pole and geographic South Pole, and you know South magnetic pole and North magnetic pole, right? Right, so we know that, correct? Now say these are the set of points, these are the set of points where you are seeing equal declination. Okay, so that is at all these points, if you travel, you are traveling, you are going to different points on Earth, okay, holding the compass, and you have to notice the same declination. Okay, now you will join all those points. Okay, you will join all those points. Now that line, right, which is joining all those points of equal declination. So you can get so many lines. Okay, you can get so many lines. For example, at these set of points, again you are joining them, you have got an isogonic line. Say the declination is some you can say some 30 degrees. Okay, now you are coming little bit down. Okay, when you come little bit down, now say the declination will become 25 degrees, like that. See, at all these points the declination is same, right? 25 degrees, correct? So let's just join all of them. So you have got an isogonic line, we'll say isogonic line. So you can draw many such lines. So that is what we are going to call as isogonic lines. Okay, so I hope you got the understanding now. Right? I hope you got the picture here. So you can say lines on the magnetic map, lines on the magnetic map. Okay, lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal declination. Joining the points means points on earth, places on earth. Okay, points of equal declination. Okay, equal declination, D for declination I have written. Okay, now the second set of lines, second type of lines we'll get it as agonic lines. Okay, AGONIC lines. Okay, agonic lines, right? Now this is a set of, this is a line which is joined by you can say this is a line which we get it by joining the points of zero declination. Okay, so lines on the magnetic map joining the points of zero declination you can write. Okay, lines on the magnetic map, lines on the magnetic map joining the points of zero declination. Okay, fine. So this is about agonic lines. All right. So third one, let us consider isoclinic lines. Okay, I'll write neatly. Isoclinic lines. Okay, you can write in short, small letters, no problem. So isoclinic lines. So again, these are the set of points. That is, you will get a line by joining a points which have equal inclination. Otherwise, dip we'll say, right? Correct. So consider points on Earth's surface which have equal dip or inclination, right? Join all of them, you will get isoclinic lines. That is one. So you can write lines on the magnetic map joining the points of lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal inclination. Okay, equal inclination, otherwise dip. Fine. Okay, now what is dip or inclination? For example, let's take an example here. Say this is the North Pole and South Pole. Fine. Now you know how we measure inclination or dip. We'll take a magnetic needle which is free to move in a vertical plane, right? So which is free to move in a vertical plane. So you are more likely to get the magnetic declination. So somewhere like this. Say this is the North magnetic pole and this is the South magnetic pole. Fine. So North magnetic pole and South magnetic pole. Now as you know, the magnetic field lines will be like this. Correct. They'll start from the South magnetic pole. Fine. So remember that. Okay. Now you can, so it will be like this. And so you can consider a set of points. Say these are the set of points. Okay, where if you hold that magnetic needle, which is in a dip needle, we'll say, right? Dip needle. Correct. So when you hold that, say these are the set of points where you are saying equal declination, otherwise equal inclination, inclination or dip, right? So just join them. Okay, just join them. Now go a little bit towards the pole or away from the pole. Okay, so these are the set of points. Okay, these are the set of points where you are getting equal again, so I can say here you are more close to the pole right here, so the declination will be more, inclination will be more. So say this is some 60 degrees, now say this is some 50 degrees. Now both of them, see here only you can I just showed you two isoclinic lines. Okay, so like that you may get many lines, right? So isoclinic lines are the lines where you have equal inclination. Okay, let us go to the fourth one. Fourth one, we have aclinic lines. Okay, ACLINIC lines. Okay, aclinic lines. So it's the lines you can call it as lines on the magnetic map joining the points of zero inclination. Okay, so that is all. Aclinic means the same thing, lines on the magnetic map, lines on the magnetic point joining the points of zero inclination, otherwise dip. Fine. Okay, right. Now we have seen what is that? Isogonic, agonic, right? And isoclinic and aclinic. Now we have compared. What did we see so far? We have seen declination and inclination, otherwise dip. Right. Now we are left with BH. Okay. So to define BH, right? So we have isodynamic lines. We'll say isodynamic lines. Now you can clearly, many of you can guess right now. So it is the lines of magnetic map, lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. That is all. Okay. So you can write okay, so lines on the, you can write lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal BH, that is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. So this is what we mean by isodynamic lines. Okay, now the last one, you guessed it, it is a dynamic line. Don't write it as A space dynamic, it's a single word. Okay, so a dynamic lines. And so here again, so you can guess it, you have a line where you will get zero horizontal component of the Earth magnetic field. Can you guess that? Can you guess what it is, what line it is? It is actually the magnetic equator, right? So points of zero BH. Okay, is it so? Magnetic equator is where we will get zero component of, that is the horizontal component of Earth component, horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field will be zero. No, that is not the case. See, that's why consider a rough diagram. So this is North Pole and South Pole. Okay, so I'm not going to write magnetic south and magnetic north. So here this is the, okay, now yeah, so let us write, no problem. So south magnetic pole and north magnetic pole, right? Now this is this line which is joining north magnetic pole and south magnetic pole. We'll call it as the magnetic axis, if you remember. Correct? Magnetic axis, right? So magnetic axis is where you will get zero, you will get zero BH, because the pointer, the Earth's magnetic field, it will be completely vertical, right? So it will be like this. At those places it will be completely this way, right? So you see all the Earth's magnetic field is in vertical direction. So if you get BH cos 90, you will get, correct? So BH will be equal to BE, that is BE will be the actual direction of, that is the actual Earth's magnetic field in terms of magnitude and direction, right? So this will be cos theta, right? When you go to the poles, right? When you go to the poles, you will find that this theta, right? The dip needle, right? So this dip needle will be pointing exactly downwards, exactly it will be pointing vertical. So this will be 90. So BH will be 0 only along this magnetic axis. Okay, so you can say isodynamic line, right? So the lines on the magnetic map joining the points of 0 BH. Okay, so that is also nothing but magnetic axis. Okay, magnetic axis, fine. So BH will be maximum at magnetic equator. Okay, so this is your magnetic equator. Let me choose another color. Yeah, so this is your magnetic equator. It will be that magnetic axis will be perpendicular to the this plane of this magnetic equator. Okay, so this is your magnetic equator. Okay, right. So yeah, now speaking of magnetic equator comes under one of these lines. Can you guess? That is, we have defined 6 type of lines, right? So you can easily see that at magnetic equator, right? At magnetic equator, you will get 0 inclination, otherwise 0 dip, correct? So this aclinic line, okay, aclinic line, it is aclinic line. Okay, this is actually a single line, right? Fine. So you can, okay, let us take lines, no problem. So what if you go a little bit deeper into the earth, right? So there also you'll get a set of points, fine. So this is actually, it represents magnetic equator. Okay, magnetic equator, fine. So aclinic lines are nothing but magnetic, you can consider it to be a magnetic equator also, fine, right? Okay, let us summarize here. Magnetic maps, so it is a set of lines. Each line, it corresponds to equal, that is, each line corresponds to a set of points. Now at all those points you have one of these magnetic elements to be the same, correct? So that can be one of these 3, that is declination, declination, dip, or horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field, isogonic. So lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal declination. So that is one. And agonic, so where you will get 0 declination. Okay, it's a set of, it's a line which you will get it by connecting a set of points, right? Now at all those points you will see 0 declination. And again, so consider a set of points, see where, see that at all those set of points you have equal inclination or dip. Now just join those points, you will get isoclinic lines, right? Now aclinic lines, so it's a lines on the magnetic map joining the points of 0 inclination or dip, correct? So 0 inclination or dip, right? Now isodynamic means lines on the magnetic map joining the points of equal BH, right? Iso means equal. When you get adynamic, then aclinic, then agonic, right? So in that case you have to notice that the element will be 0. Okay, adynamic lines means lines on the magnetic map joining the points of 0 BH. So, okay, so what was that? You have a good example for adynamic line and what was that? Aclinic, sorry, what was agonic line, correct? Right, sorry, 0 inclination, right? Yeah, so aclinic line, right? So a good example for aclinic line and adynamic line. So aclinic lines are also magnetic equator. Okay, magnetic equator is one of the aclinic lines you can write, fine. Now the adynamic lines, correct? So 0 BH, we'll get it along the magnetic axis. Okay, magnetic axis. Now this magnetic maps, it will help us in surveying, right? It will help us in surveying, and they'll use it for navigation techniques also. Okay, but since we got to know that magnetic field of the earth, it keeps changing by time, as time passes over years, right? Over the years the magnetic field keeps changing in direction, magnitude, and you have local magnetic fields also because of some iron ores which got magnetized, right, because of the previous magnetic field of the earth, right? So because of those things we will avoid this magnetic navigation, right? So we do not use it for precise navigation purposes, all right? Yeah, let us continue in the next class.